Vanessa Williams, 50, knows what Jacksonville has to offer. Williams traveled from Switzerland to Jacksonville for eye surgery.
I would keep trying to find other places, but I kept coming back to this one place.
Williams says her research repeatedly pointed her to the GulaniVision Institute.
I'm Vanessa Williams, and I wanted to share my experience with Dr. Gulani. I live in Basel, Switzerland, and I have bad eyes and was not able any longer to tolerate my contact lenses comfortably. And so I started doing a lot of research online about my condition and doctors who might be able to help me. I saw a lot of doctors who really weren't addressing or didn't seem to understand what I had. I was told I had ocular rosacea. I was told many other things, and basically just sent packing. I got to a point where I really stopped doing a lot of the things I enjoy because I couldn't see. I could wear my contact lenses for very short periods of time, and then I couldn't see out of them. Through my research online, I found Dr. Gulani's practice, and I started calling the practice and forwarded all my records that I could, and then begged and pleaded for an appointment because I was flying to the U.S. I actually flew to the U.S. without an appointment, but actively was pursuing trying to get one while I was here. Thankfully, I got an appointment. Dr. Gulani actually called me prior to my visit to talk to me about the fact that what I have and the issues I was struggling with are not something that he could solve with an office visit. So I came here, and I have to say that as soon as he walked in the exam room, he immediately told me how he thought I might be feeling. And that was totally a first. And it made me immediately feel like I was in the right hands. When we went through, I had a number of issues. I had dry eyes, which he looked at right away and could tell before he'd even put a microscope to my face. I have keratoconus, which is a corneal disease. I have bad nearsightedness, a horrible astigmatism, and new to me, I have congenital cataracts. So in my first visit with Dr. Gulani, we were able to address the dry eyes, and at that point I felt like, thank the Lord. I mean, I just really, it was an amazing change in one day. Then we developed, he did a lot of research, and he proposed a staged surgical approach to my eyes, for my eyes, and we then did Intacs, and Intacs are corneal rings that what those did was they made my cornea less cone-shaped and more dome-shaped, and the dome is what allows vision. So we did one eye at a time, Intacs in the right, Intacs in the left, let that heal. We then did a lens exchange, and one of the other things that I love about Dr. Gulani is that he encouraged me to ask questions, and he encouraged me to be able to advocate for my own condition. And so I did lots of research, and I would come in and I would say, well, what about this approach? Why aren't we doing this? I read that. And he would immediately be able to again say, slow down and let's talk about that. And so we did a lens exchange that actually ended up taking care of both the vision, the astigmatism, the nearsighted, as well as the cataract. And one of the things that I had always thought was, oh, I'll do an intracolumnar lens. Well, that would have addressed the nearsightedness, it would not have addressed the astigmatism, and I'd be back in 5 years for the cataract. So by doing the approach Dr. Gulani did, which again, it's like landing the space shuttle on Mars, because it was this staged approach that culminated in what you're seeing today. And I am seeing perfectly. I wake up in the morning, I can see the clock and the ceiling fan. More importantly, when I get in the shower, I can discern the difference between the shampoo and the cream rinse.
Guys, we were like, what? She's still in her towel and she doesn't have anything on. She goes, I can see my face in the mirror. And she's like, I can do it. We were like, Mom, that's awesome.
And I could even see in the shower, like, which bottle of shampoo. You know, I didn't have to pull it up and go like this. I could just see shampoo, conditioner. Simple things. It's fabulous. It's really going to change my life. I'm now getting ready to fly back to Switzerland, and to celebrate, my husband and I are immediately going to Florence to celebrate Valentine's Day. I was in Florence in June of this year and was not able to really enjoy it because I couldn't get out. I would go out for a couple hours and then go back to the villa because I didn't feel comfortable being out because I wasn't seeing well. So I am really looking forward to going back and can't thank Dr. Gulani enough. Dr. Gulani's approach to the procedures, they're very high-tech, very precise, is a revolution. And I say that because not only was the technology used phenomenal, the practice that he runs is also phenomenal. I say that because prior to my first visit here, I felt like he had thoroughly vetted me and my condition. I actually spoke to him prior to coming here. Secondly, when I got here, I was greeted professionally. My time was respected in that I was seen right away. And then what really blew me away was that I also kind of felt like I was the only patient that he saw that day. I've seen other people in Dr. Gulani's office that are from all over the world, and yet I've never felt rushed. I came here from Switzerland, but I could have come from anywhere, and the time he has taken with me has always been ample and never rushed. So Dr. Gulani, when we were discussing my condition and the approach to my surgeries, I really appreciated how cautious you were.
Sure. When I said with your condition, I've always said this: technology must be utilized to its highest level, but also there are certain limits that we must cross, keeping safety in mind though. And that's when we have results like you, because every technology has been approved for a certain level of ability, but it does have an ability to go beyond that, because as an artist, you're taking it safely into that zone. If you may, in a manual overdrive, right? Most cars run great, you turn the ignition, it can, but if you really know how to drive a car up mountains and valleys, you are more in control and you have really harnessed that technology for a higher level. So with you, as for example, we took 3 different technologies, a recently approved sealant, glue, miniature rings, and new generation lens implants. We arranged them in stages such that if your eyes are camera, we took it closer and closer to focus, and all the time keeping it elegant, of course your safety being most important. So I do believe this is not magic. It's if you have the patient's good at your heart and you really desire to drive to the best vision she has potential for, you just harness technology to this level, you unleash it and perform. And most of the time it lands exactly close to the end zone, and that's what pleases me so much about you, Vanessa. So it's been a true honor, and enjoy your Valentine with your husband in Switzerland.
Thank you. I will.
Absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Surely. And you can see her today, and after this I want you with your shield dropped and knock out.